Of the Bhagavad Gita. Anyone here who hasn't heard about the Bhagavad Gita? Everybody knows Bhagavad Gita. So we are done. All right, let's eat prasadam now. Most people, especially in India, they think that Bhagavad Gita is a religious book. Have you come across that, right? It's a religious book, but no. The 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in the very beginning, first verse, Krishna calls it the imperishable science of yoga. Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam. Krishna tells Arjuna that I gave this imperishable. You all can come in front. I don't bite. You all can come. Very, very safe. I know we need the support, right, at the back. We get old very quickly. Okay. So where were we? Yes. I'm going to ask questions to make sure no one is sleeping with eyes open. Sometimes we space out with eyes open, right? So Krishna tells Arjuna that I gave this imperishable science of yoga first to sun god Vivaswan, who gave it to Manu, the father of mankind, who gave it to Ikshvaku, and this is how it has come down in strict disciplic succession, evam parampara praptam. Now, when it comes to spiritual knowledge, Srila Prabhupada says we should try to, so there are 3 options in receiving knowledge. One is Pratyaksha Praman. Is there anything you need? No? Okay. Where was I? Because I'm getting old, my memory is really poor. 3 ways to receive knowledge. First one is Pratyaksha Praman. Pratyaksha Praman means that one gets this knowledge based on sensory experience, right? Whatever the eyes see, we believe. Now let's take this glass of water here, right? If we put a stick in this water, what will it appear? Bent, exactly. Is the stick bent? No. But the eyes are seeing it bent. So Prabhupada says that's not a good way to receive knowledge through sensory experience. Then comes Anuman Praman, which is actually, you can say, guesswork. In my opinion, according to me, I think so. That is also not the right way to, because the what happens with Anuman Praman is that we conclude from previous knowledge. If someone has said something, we say, oh yeah, maybe this is true. But Prabhupada says the best way is Shabda Praman. Shabda means word of authority. And Krishna, who has spoken the Bhagavad Gita, in fact, any of you who have read Bhagavad Gita, some of the verses say Shri Bhagavana Uvacha. That means the Supreme Lord. Bhaga means opulence. Van means possessor of the opulences. So Bhagavan is the one who is speaking Bhagavad Gita, so that is word of authority. So we accept the word of the Bhagavad Gita. Now the Bhagavad Gita, I'm sorry this is too basic for devotees, but I was asked to speak on the basic and the core principles of Bhagavad Gita. But it's a good revision, right? It's good revision for me too. Yes, we like to hear it again and again. So there are 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita. In the first one, in second chapter, Krishna explains to Arjuna about the spirit soul. And he teaches that we are this body. Just making sure. We are not this body. He gives 22 verses to explain about the spirit soul. Dehi no asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhira satrana muyat. He explains we should become a dhira, a sober person, not the one who has a frown, but someone who is in knowledge, who understands that the embodied soul, that means the soul is caught up inside the body. It passes from when the body is growing into boyhood to youth to old age. Then that spirit soul goes on to the next body at the time of death. So basic foundation of Bhagavad Gita is to understand difference between body and soul. Very, very important. How many of you have heard about the scientist Harry Monson? Anyone heard? He was from Norway. He was born there in Norway. And then he migrated to the US, and he was a professor who taught in Chicago. And after a lot of research, he concluded the value of a dead body. Is there any value to dead body? What do we do when the soul leaves the body? Do we decorate the body and keep on the couch and put a garland? And do we do anything of that? No. We cremate it, right? So what is the value of the dead body? What do you think? Make a guess. In dollars. $2. Okay. $2 going once, going twice. Any other? $0. There is value. Organs, everything taken out. So it's just the dead body, but he concluded there are some chemicals inside. So he said it's any other besides $2? $100? $20? $5.60. Can you believe that? But when the soul is in the body, this body is so valuable to us, right? We'll decorate and we'll feed and we'll fulfill all the desires and everything. But once the soul leaves the body is useless. So what do we learn from that? That we need to not just feed the body idli sambar, masala dosa, no. Need to feed pizza. Pizza. I know, pizza. We can see pizzas over there. That means finish your class quickly. We got to eat pizza. Yes. We cannot resist pizza. Guess what? I don't like pizzas. Really? No. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes, we need to feed the soul. The soul is not satisfied with idli sambar or the pizza. The soul wants the holy name. That is what gives the most benefit to this body also. Just chanting the holy names of the Lord. So Krishna tells Arjuna the first lesson is you are not this body. Then the second subject matter of Bhagavad Gita is Prakriti. Now why should we talk about Prakriti, material nature? Because we live in this material world. So it's good to understand how this nature works. Then comes karma. We all have heard that famous word, karma. But do we know there are three kinds? There's karma, akarma, and vikarma. But generally we just say karma. If something happened, oh, it's your karma. Something bad, oh, it's your karma. But what is karma? But Krishna tells Arjuna, karma is very, very complicated, very difficult to understand. But still, we should understand that we need to follow the scriptures, but do not give the results to the Lord. Do not desire to enjoy the results. That is a karma, which means karma-free life. Have you heard some restaurants, karma-free food, karma-free diet? Oh, how many diets are there nowadays, right? Keto diet. What else? What? What is that? I'm hearing it for the first time. Right? Vegan diet. Right?
Ozempic is another diet.
Oh, but I thought Ozempic is an injection.
Yes. You take pills and lose weight overnight.
Oh, okay. But then again, it's for the body, right? We are catering to the body. But Krishna tells Arjuna, we should do both. We should take care of body and the spirit soul also. So Prakriti, then karma. And karma, the way it works is every action has a reaction. Whose law is that? Sorry, it is Krishna's law. Newton just put a rubber stamp on it and said it is my law. It is Krishna has already given it to us in the Bhagavad Gita, which was first spoken 120 million years ago. He spoke it to Sun God, Imam Vivasvati Yugam. Sun God 120 million years ago. But he re-spoke it in Kurukshetra 5,000 years ago. So every action has a reaction. So if we do good actions, there are going to be good reactions. And if we do bad actions, there are going to be good reactions, right? You are saying yes, it's going to be bad reactions, right? So that is why in chapter 3, Krishna says, Yagnarthat karmanyo nakta loko yam karma bandhanaha tad artham karma kanteya mukta sangha samaj. That if we want mukti, if we want liberation, if we want to come out of the cycle of action and reaction and karma, then we need to perform our actions as a sacrifice for the Lord. A simple example Srila Prabhupada gives is that whatever we eat, we first offer it to the Supreme Lord and make it into a blessed food, or what we call prasadam. Now the word whatever is very heavy. He doesn't say whatever, he says patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Makes it very specific what are the items of food that we can offer to him. Now if you go to chapter 17, then Srila Prabhupada gives such wonderful purports in that chapter about what kind of foods fall in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So law of karma is very complicated. You know, when we place an order on Amazon, say, Radhika, what do you want to order in Amazon? What do you want to order?
She's going to give a big list now.
I know. We all also have a big shopping list. Yes. Immediately she got up. Yes, I can order from Amazon. What would you like to order from Amazon? Huh? Unicorn. Unicorn. What color?
White and pink.
White and pink. Okay, so she placed an order on Amazon, unicorn, white and pink. What will be delivered? Unicorn, white and pink. Right? This is what she ordered. That is what we do. Whatever actions we perform now, we are placing an order for our next body. We are, based on our actions, a new body we are designing ourselves. That I want to be, beautiful, or I don't want, no one would want to, be anything less or anything. But based on our actions, we are placing an order for next life. That is why Krishna has given 2 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3 and 5, on karma yoga, actions. So we got to be very careful what actions we perform. Then Krishna talks about time. Time is eternal. Krishna says, time I am. How many seconds do we have in a day? 24 hours. Don't take out your calculators. Just think about it. 86,400 seconds in a day. So, if we sit down to think, how many seconds in a day are we thinking about Krishna? What do you think, Radhika? How many seconds in a day? 1060. Oh. So that is a good thing. At least she's thinking of Krishna 1060 seconds in a day. That's wonderful. Because this human form of life is very, very rare. Out of 8.4 million species, only 400,000 species of human beings. Very, very rare. So Krishna has given us philosophical intelligence by which we can understand who we are, where have we come from, what is the goal of life, why are we suffering? Anyone here suffering? No, wrong question. Anyone here not suffering? We all are suffering, right? 7 miseries of life. And then how to break this cycle of suffering. This is what human beings can actually hear, contemplate, and put it into practice. So one of the topics is time. So we should not waste our time only in taking care of this body. You know, there was a man, every morning he would wake up, and then after showering and everything, he would go in front of the mirror, and he had an arti tray, you know, arti tray where we keep incense and diya and flower and all that. He would keep there, and then he would offer it to himself because he thought he was God. His body was so special that he wanted to worship himself. That is body concept. So when we have this rare human form of life, we should not waste it in just taking care of the body. We should also think about the spirit, soul. The final subject matter of the Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavan. Who is God? Now, if supposing, I remember when I used to work in the corporate world in India, whenever, you know, a group of colleagues would be talking to each other, and then if by chance a topic came out about God, everyone has their own opinion. They all had their own opinions. Oh, in my opinion, this is God, and according to me, and I think I heard. No. The scriptures tell us who is God. And I have good news for you. Parijat probably did not tell you all, but I am God. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? I'm declaring I am God. Right, Parijat?
I'm not sure.
I thought you were my friend. Nobody can just claim I am God. It has to be based on scriptural references. The first created being in this material world is Lord Brahma. And as soon as he appeared from Lord Vishnu, he wrote a beautiful prayer. And the first verse is, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karanam. He says, Ishvara Parama means Parama Ishvara is Krishna. He is the Ishwar, the Lord of everybody. You know, the Vedas, they are, the essence of the Vedas is Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam also claims, Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna, you yourself are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, supposing the President of the United States walks in, what will you do, Parijat? He walks in and he says, I am the President of the United States of America. Is that wrong? Would that be wrong? No. He's just, you know, what is that word? He is, No, exactly, he's stating the fact that he is the president. Similarly, Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, he's stating the fact, I am God. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara, Maha Ishvara. He's stating it. So, and even verses clearly say Shri Bhagavana Uvacha. In the Vishnu Puran, there is a beautiful, so especially when I go to a doctor, I look for the certificate on the wall, just to make sure that he's certified and he is bona fide. We don't want to go, have a doctor or surgeon with knife who doesn't have any qualifications, right? Doctors also have qualifications. So God also has qualifications. In the Vishnu Puran it says, Aishwarasya Samagrasya Virasya Yashashriya. 6 qualifications are given of the Supreme Lord. He is Samagrasya means in full. Full knowledge, full wealth, full beauty, full power, full fame, and full renunciation. In this material world, we will find someone very beautiful, like, have you heard of Marilyn Monroe? Yes? I believe she is the most beautiful woman, right? In India, Aishwarya Rai, yeah? Yes, that's what I've heard. I'm outdated. Uh-oh. Oh no. I need to update myself. Who is the most beautiful woman now? But she may not be the most wealthy or most famous or most knowledgeable or more renounced, right? But Krishna, according to the scriptures, he has these 6 opulences in full. Like I said, Bhaga means opulence, Van means possessor of those opulences. So from that we come to know, especially from Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, Bhagavad Gita actually gives us so many life's lessons. The very first one is, it teaches us how to see everybody equally. Whenever we meet somebody, say supposing I want to talk to Parijat about someone, and I'm trying to, I don't remember the name, but I want her to know who that person I'm talking about. What will I say? Oh, the one, who has a big nose, or the one, who walks like that, right? Yes or no? Yes. Do we ever say, the one who sings so beautifully? Do we? No. Right? So, here, Bhagavad Gita teaches us to see everyone equally, because we are all children of the same Supreme Lord. Krishna says, Sarva Yonishu Kantaya, Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities, not just human beings, animals, aquatics, insects, birds, just name it, all living entities. So, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains to Arjuna, Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmane Gavi Hastine, Suni Cheva Svapakicha, Panditaha Samadarshina. Samadarshina means equal vision. That we have to become a Pandita. Now, don't get scared that Pandita means you shave your head and have a little ponytail at the back. Not that Pandita. Learned person. Learn from the Bhagavad Gita the moral values, the spiritual values. Learn from Bhagavad Gita how to lead this human form of life. When we buy a new gadget or we buy a new car, what comes along with it? A manual, owner's manual, that gives us details on how to operate that gadget. So this human body is also a machinery. It's a gadget. Don't feel insulted, but that's what it is, right? And Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to use this human form of body. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us equal vision, because when we see everybody as a child of God, as child of Krishna, then we are able to connect with them. Does that make sense? We are able to connect with them. Then Bhagavad Gita also teaches us that the freedom of choice we have, we need to choose very wisely. Very important. Like we talked about, every action has no reaction, right? Every action has no reaction. It has a reaction, right? So that is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us, how to choose our actions very wisely. But for that we need guidance, right? Like if I want to learn software, I want to learn dancing or music or musical instrument, I need a guru, I need a teacher, right? Supposing I said, Parijat, I am going to stay, I forgot to tell you. I came to stay here forever. He's not saying okay. I was hoping you would say okay, because I wanted to open a school in your backyard. Would any of your children come to that school in the backyard? Not even, you won't send Radhika? Oh my gosh. Supposing they allow, or I do it hidingly. But the school in the backyard is not connected to the Board of Education, So the children studying in this school are not really going to get benefit. That's why it's very important that the knowledge that we take also should be in strict disciplic succession, bona fide. Right? Evam parampara praptam imam rajashyo viduhu. This is what Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. So when we take on this knowledge, we must make sure we are getting it from the right bona fide source. Srila Prabhupada, when he wrote this Bhagavad Gita, he did not put Bhagavad Gita as I like it to be, Bhagavad Gita as I think it should be. No. Bhagavad Gita as it is. No interpretations, no additions, no subtractions, no multiplications, no divisions, no calculus, nothing at all. Just plain as Krishna spoke it to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. Then Bhagavad Gita also teaches us non-violence. Now you may say, I don't have any weapons. I don't hurt anybody. I don't do anything. That is not what ahimsa Krishna is talking about in the Bhagavad Gita. By ahimsa, he means that we should not harm other living entities even by our words, actions. We should not harm any living entity. In fact, in the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains the austerities that we need to perform. Austerity of body, of mind, and of speech. Austerity of speech is that we should always be honest. And when we are honest, we should speak in a very pleasing way, which is beneficial and which does not agitate the mind of others. This is the austerity of speech. Then we should chant the holy names. We should recite the Bhagavad Gita. These are all the austerities of speech. Austerity of body is to keep it clean inside out. Outside we'll do chakachak, right? First class, oil of ole. What are the different, different Dove or whatever it is. We will clean our body. What about inside the heart? Anyone here doesn't know who's Steve Jobs? Everybody knows, right? Owner of Google, right?
No.
Just making sure, right? Owner of Apple. When he was 7 years old, he learned a great lesson from his father. His father asked him to, as soon as I said Steve Jobs, everyone's eyes became bright and everybody listening. Ooh, Steve Jobs. 7 years old. And his father requested him to help him paint the fence outside the house. So he said, sure, Dad. And he went and he painted the fence and came back and very proudly told his father, come check it out. How have I done? And when father came and he said, very good job, thank you. But why did you not paint inside the fence? He said, who sees? Nobody sees inside. The father said, we see the inside. Right? When we are inside the house, when we are looking at the fence, we can see inside. That means he's teaching Steve Jobs that you should work both externally and internally. Externally, we keep ourselves clean every day. We hopefully shower every day, right? Children like to shower once a week, but we keep it clean. What about internally? How do we clean our heart? Rupa Goswami says that there are anarthas in the heart. But when we have Shraddha, faith, Adav Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sangha, that we start associating with spiritually minded people. And then that will lead to Bhajana Kriya, which means we'll start practicing Bhakti Yoga. And what will be the result of Bhakti Yoga? Anartha Nivritti. All the unwanted things from the heart will gradually vanish. Now what you may say, I don't have any unwanted things in my heart. What do you think is in the heart? Of course, there is soul, there is super soul, but there are unwanted things like lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. All that is in the heart. So if we want to cleanse it, then we learn from Steve Jobs' father that we need to clean our heart also internally. What about austerity of the mind? Satisfaction. Are we satisfied? How many desires in a day? The scientists have said more than 30,000 desires a day. Can you imagine? I couldn't believe that. Maybe 5, 10 desires. What do you think? How many desires? I want to go to Hawaii. I want my new Apple Watch. I want promotion. What other desires? Please don't tell me because there are too many. Prabhupada says that one desire is satisfied, the second is already knocking on the door. Right? So, the austerity of the mind is satisfaction. Be satisfied with what has been given to us by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we have got because whatever we have earned, right? Remember I said we have placed an order based on our past actions. We are getting the reactions now, whether they are good or bad. So another austerity of mind is gravity. Take this human form of life very seriously. It is not for eat, sleep and be merry. Isn't that a famous saying? Eat, sleep and be merry. Have fun. No. We have this rare human form of life to become self-realized, and that's what Krishna told Arjuna. This is an imperishable science of yoga. Yoga means connecting. Connecting with who? Wi-Fi? No. Connecting with the Supreme Personality of... You know, when guests walk in, when they walk in, the first thing, instead of they say hi, and then say Wi-Fi, because they want the password of Wi-Fi so that they can start browsing on the internet. Isn't that so? Even when I came, I asked for Wi-Fi, right? But after some time, not immediately. And that was for this purpose, right? So, gravity is one of the austerities of the mind, and self-control, controlling the senses, very, very important. Then Bhagavad Gita also teaches us humility. Srila Prabhupada in Bhagavad Gita, in one of his purports, he gives the definition of humility. He says, one is not anxious to get the satisfaction of being honored by others. Isn't that powerful? When I walk inside the room, I look, how many of you are smiling at me? How many of you are wishing me? How many of you are offering garland to me? That is not humility. If one is anxious to get the satisfaction of being honored by others, is not humility. One should not be anxious. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to be humble, because humility is not a weakness. It's very powerful. It actually nurtures our self-esteem. It nourishes our confidence. It gives us courage. It helps us to love not only all living entities. No, don't go around loving all living entities. Go around and say, I love you, I love you, No, people may, get alarmed and say, what's wrong with you, right? But at least we feel that love, that confidence, there is better communication. All this happens just by developing humility. And Srila Prabhupada says, when we chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, we are cleansing our heart and preparing to become humble. Bhagavad Gita also teaches us how to be affectionate to all living entities. And that affection helps us to have very enriching relationships. Like they say, love at first sight, divorce at first fight. Isn't that popular, right? As long as you satisfy me, you do as I say. That reminds me, I heard a story that the husband was very sick. Don't take it literally, but the husband was very sick and the wife took him to the doctor. And the doctor examined and then he told the husband, why don't you go and wait at the reception area? I want to talk to your wife. So the wife got nervous. What is it? Must be something very serious. So the doctor said, well, whatever he's suffering from is curable. So she was happy. So tell me, what can I do? He said, well, you have to stop shouting at him. You have to stop getting angry at him. You have to stop making him do all the chores in the house. And, he gave a big list. So she said, okay. So she came out and the husband was nervous. What did the doctor say? She said, honey, you are going to die. You are going to die, because it's not, in mind she's thinking, how can I live if I cannot shout at you? If I cannot make you help me. No. You see? So Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to be affectionate to everybody. It enriches the relationship also between husband and wife, family, children, parents, colleagues, devotees, everybody. This is what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. So in fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, I remember towards the end, after explaining the whole Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, I've explained everything to you. If you want, I can repeat it. So I have a question for all of you. Should I repeat from the beginning? Nobody is saying yes. Which means, please finish. We are hungry. We want to eat. Right? So he tells Arjuna, I have explained everything to you. Now you do whatever you want to do. So my friend, she's a doctor in Atlanta, and she said that when I opened the Bhagavad Gita, it opened here. Whatever you like to do, you do. She says, so now I don't have to read the Bhagavad Gita. I can do whatever I want to do. Now, Krishna says, I have explained to you the Bhagavad Gita. Now the choice is up to us, whether we want to accept it, we want to learn more about the Bhagavad Gita, or we want to just let go of this opportunity. But to understand Bhagavad Gita, we need to have guidance from a bona fide guru. Very, very, because Bhagavad Gita is password protected. Did you know that? Does anyone know the password to the Bhagavad Gita? There was this gentleman, he visited his friend in the city, and that was the first time he came to the city, and his friend invited him to a nightclub, obviously at night. So he invited him to the nightclub and he said, I'm going there, I have some work, you join me afterwards. So he came, but then he noticed there were big built security guards at the gate, and they were asking for password. So he was third in line and he said, oh, I don't know the password. So then the security guard, he asked the first person who was in line, he told that person 12, and that person said 6. He said, okay, go in. Then the second one, he said 6, and that person answered 3, and he let him go. So this man said, this is so easy. Now it was his turn, and the security guard said 10. What should be the answer?
1.
You all are wrong. He said, you cannot enter, it's wrong. See? So, theoretically, it's very easy. 12, 6, right? 6, 3, 10 should be 5, theoretically. But the password was such that it was very, very complicated. 12 has how many letters? 6. 6 has how many letters? 3. 10 has how many letters? Answer is 3. We may open the Bhagavad Gita and say, oh, I can understand, I read it and blah, 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 blah. But have we really realized it and understood it? It is password protected, and that password is with the bona fide spiritual master who can explain to us the nitty-ditty, gritty, whatever you call it, details of the Bhagavad Gita. So we should take this advantage. All of us, we are sitting here not because Parijat or Shamrup have invited us. No. We are here today because we have earned that pious credit in our previous life to be here together and hear the basic foundation of Bhagavad Gita, the core principles of Bhagavad Gita. Now what we do after this is our freedom of choice. Either we take it up seriously and learn more about the Bhagavad Gita, or we just let it be. Bhagavad Gita is actually the savior of humanity. It can save us from the cycle of birth and death, coming back again and again and again. And it has answers to all the questions that we may have. So my question to you all is, do you have any question? Or we've understood it all and we have now become pandits? Yes.